Hello everyone, welcome to EduTerrain and a warm good evening to you all. So hope you all had a great day today. So the same enthusiasm and energy, let's start today's session. I'm really sorry starting में थोड़ा सा late हो गया है. So today's session, that is today's class is on Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, that is PMFBY. Whenever we talk about any scheme, we should always know the abbreviated form of the scheme as well. Okay, now when we talk about this crop insurance, when all it started, do you have any idea which is that state that has introduced this crop insurance for the first time? Crop insurance has been introduced for the first time in 1972-73 in Gujarat. Okay, जो LIC है, Life Insurance Corporation of India, in that they have a general insurance division. They have come up for the first time with crop insurance for the H4 cotton variety. Okay, and thus this has become in the history the first time that a crop has been insured in the independent India. And after that slowly उन्होंने दूसरे क्रॉप्स के लिए भी लिया था. एंड आफ्टर दैट वी ऑल नो दैट वी हैव कम अप विद द इंश्योरेंस, crop insurance at pan India level as well, which has been implemented, and later those schemes have been subsumed under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana in 2016. So this is a little bit history about the crop insurance in India. Along with that, there's one more important point that you should focus when we talk about the area approach that we look into while calculating the losses, everything. That approach was given by one of the famous economists, Mr. V.M. Dandekar. Hence, he is considered as the father of crop insurance in India. Okay, so with this introduction, let's start today's session. These are my credentials. You can go through it later as well. So the crop insurance schemes, if we look at, there are various schemes of crop insurance in India. So currently, if we look at the government data, we find that there are 4 insurance schemes that are being implemented, namely by the government to support the farmers, and that includes one, the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, the weather based crop insurance scheme. Yes, this is also live. Along with this is also run coconut palm insurance scheme exclusively for the coconut and palm plantations. And there is a pilot project that was run, that is pilot unified package insurance scheme, wherein it was run in 45 districts. अभी इसका कुछ दिया नहीं है with you won't find any data related, current data related to this. 2016 में जब ये प्रधानमंत्री फसल बीमा योजना लॉन्च हुआ था, during that time only they have run this scheme for a season, but after that there is no much news on that. Okay, but otherwise this was a scheme that was run earlier. Okay, so in this class we will be looking into exclusively the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana scheme, which is very important as part of your examinations because this is a flagship scheme of Government of India. Okay, so when was it launched? It was launched in Feb 2016 from Sehor, Madhya Pradesh. हमारे जो ऑनरेबल PM है मिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी, he has launched this scheme. Implementing ministry is the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. It is a centrally sponsored scheme, that is the expenses are shared among the central government and the state government. If we look at the major states, it would be in the ratio of 50:50, but northeastern region it is 90:10, that is 90% central government would bear the expenses, only 10% would the state governments bear. Okay, now when we talk about the budget for the current interim budget, अभी recently जो release हुआ है, as per it 14,600 crores. Last year also it was the same only. This year also they have said we are not going to make any changes to that. So the allocation for Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana for this year would also be 14,600 crores. Now earlier I have said that there were schemes which were subsumed under this, and those 2 schemes include the National Agricultural Insurance Scheme plus the Modified National Agricultural Insurance Scheme. Both these schemes are now closed and they have been or You can say they have been subsumed under the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, and this is the logo of Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Okay, now this is considered as the largest crop insurance scheme in the world, averaging close to 5.5 crore applications every year, and the third largest in terms of premium that is received by the government. And earlier there was a limit, upper limit on the government subsidy, that is irrigated lands के लिए 25%, unirrigated lands के लिए 30%. See, whenever we have an upper limit on the premium, what will happen? The amount that can be, जो भी इंश्योरेंस अमाउंट होता है अंडरलाइंग एसेट पे, दैट वुड डिक्रीज. अलोंग विद दैट जो क्रॉप इंश्योरेंस जो क्लेम करते हैं, क्लेम्स विल ऑल्सो गो डाउन. सो कीपिंग इन व्यू ऑल दिस, इन 2019-20 गवर्नमेंट हैज कम अप विद दिस, सेइंग दैट नाउ देयर वोंट बी एनी अपर लिमिट ऑन द गवर्नमेंट सब्सिडी. Okay, जितना भी होगा, that all would be borne, and the capping on the premium rate, which I was talking about, has now been removed. So this will help the farmers getting their claim against full sum insured without any reduction, क्योंकि based on that premium rate only जो sum insured होता है वो कितना पे करेंगे कितना नहीं पे करेंगे, that would be decided by the insurance companies. Okay, now what are its key objectives? When we talk about any scheme, it will definitely have some objectives or aim or goals. So please be very very careful. बहुत important रहेंगे. In this case, it is to provide financial support to the farmers who have already suffered some crop loss or damage because of some unforeseen events. It ranges from pre-sowing. When the scheme was launched, pre-sowing losses were not covered, but later they have been added. Now pre-sowing losses, मतलब sowing हुआ ही नहीं, owing to the kind of weather conditions or climatic conditions, whatever the problem is, till post-harvest loss, all like all the stages of CP, that is crop production, are covered currently under this Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Okay, so how it is? Simply, बहुत simple. देखिए, they'll have a window. Okay, that also I'll tell you. Season sowing से पहले they'll have a window during which the farmer can apply. And mind you, this can be applied, the enrollment can be done or the registration can be done only through the portal, जो प्रधानमंत्री फसल बीमा योजना का जो पोर्टल है, through that only they can do that. Once the registration is done, the farmer will get an SMS saying that you have to submit all the following documents so as to prove that you are a farmer, and this is the area that you have, this is the land that you own, this is your Aadhaar number, all that they have to submit. Once that all is done, so now the farmer is insured, the crop of the farmer is insured. So right from pre-sowing to post-harvest, if there is any loss, the farmer can claim it. But when it comes to post-harvest losses or any climatic damage, damage due to any unforeseen condition on a large scale, then the district level committee or the technical committee, that will look into the how much that is gauging or assessing the loss. Okay, now another objective is stabilizing the income of farmers to ensure their continuance in farming. Obviously, if there is no money, everything is lost, will not be able to continue with the farming, so that can be avoided here. Okay, encouraging farmers to adopt innovative and modern agricultural practices, because they have crop insurance. If that anything goes wrong, at least they'll have their money. Ensuring flow of credit to the agriculture sector. All these are the key objectives of Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Now when we look at the key features, area approach basis is followed for this, not individual. Okay, individual claimants is not, until unless it is some exclusive in nature, otherwise it is area approach that is followed. That is, for example, एक major crop है. Okay, for major crops generally a village or 4 to 5 villages would be considered as one area or one block. So whoever the farmers who fall under this particular area or block, Okay, based on the pre-decided factors, they will be approved the claim. Okay, this is for major crops. If it is minor crops, the area can be increased. Rather than one village or panchayat, 4 to 5 villages or one block or one tehsil would be considered as one major area. Okay. Now, so area based approach is followed rather than single farmer approach. Difference between the premium and the rate of the insurance charges payable by the farmer. So that is the subsidy that would be shared equally among the center and the state. We have already seen 50-50, and when it comes to northeastern states, it is 90:10. The scheme is voluntary for all farmers, even for the loany farmers. Earlier, the farmers who have received some loan, they were supposed to take compulsorily the crop insurance, but now it's voluntary for the farmers. It's not compulsory, and even it's not compulsory for the states as well, because of which few states have already opted out of this scheme because of various reasons. Some states, they have their own insurance scheme. Some, they say that we are already providing so many facilities to the farmer that even if there is any loss, they'll be able to compensate that at that time. So like Bihar, Jharkhand, and which other state is there? Gujarat, okay, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. These are all those states who have already, West Bengal, I forgot that. These are those states who have already opted out of this Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. In fact, Bihar, Jharkhand, Kerala, they have their own crop insurance schemes. Okay. Now, National Crop Insurance Portal, that is the official portal of the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, only through that the enrollment can be done. As I have said, the farmer can go into there. He can apply. After enrollment, he'll receive an SMS saying that these are the documents that needs to be submitted. See, when it needs to be done, the enrollments, when are they accepted? For that year, insurance हमेशा 1 year के लिए होता है और a season के लिए होता है, for which the loaning period, that is, or for the activity or the regular application, that would be for Kharif season, it would be in between April to July. 31st July would be the last date, and for Rabi, the enrollments would be between October to December, and 31st December would be the last date. Okay, earlier it was 15th July and 15th December, but now that has been increased. And the cutoff date for receipt of yield data, that all would be within a month of the final harvest, they have to submit. Okay, final data के बारे में. Otherwise, if there is any problem or any natural calamity or any problem that has been faced by the farmers because of which he has incurred losses on the crop, he has to claim, and that should be done within 72 hours. That is, within 72 hours, he has to inform that this particular damage has happened to my crop. Accordingly, he would be attended to. And there is a cooling period of 15 days or 2 weeks. That is, prior to the, once he has taken insurance, at least a gap of 15 days should be there before he claims for any loss. Okay, that is a cooling period. Now, when we look at the insurance premium that the farmer has to be borne. So, for Kharif, all food grains, oil seeds, all cereals, millets, pulses, oilseed crops, all are covered in this. And here 2% of the sum insured or the actuarial rate, whichever is less, would be payable by the farmer. Then what about the rest of the amount? That would be paid by the center plus state together based on the location of the farmer. If it is northeastern state, 90:10 में होता है, and if it is a regular state, it is 50-50. For Rabi crops, only 1.5% of the total sum insured. जो भी crop का sum insured, for example, 1 ही एकड़ है, and the value that they are expecting is some 10,000 or so. Of that, 1.5% the farmer has to bear, and the rest of the amount, the premium amount जो भी होगा, that would be borne by the government. For Kharif Rabi, that is annual commercial or annual horticulture crops, it is 5% of the sum insured, the actuarial rate, whichever is less. Okay, and again the rest would be borne by the government. Now, individual farm level assessment and settlement of claims for the crops kept in the field for drying up to a period of 14 days throughout the country would be considered. And provision of claims of up to 25% of the sum insured for prevented sowing. It's not that the entire sum insured would be provided for pre-sowing, because sowing ही नहीं हुआ है, so कितना loss होगा? Only the जो प्रॉफिट हो सकता है, दैट वुड बी द लॉस. सो फॉर विच जितना भी सम इंश्योर्ड होगा, ऑफ दैट ओनली 25% वुड बी पेड टू द फार्मर. ऑन अकाउंट पेमेंट अप टू 25% ऑफ द सम इंश्योर्ड फॉर मिड सीजन एडवर्सिटी. मिड सीजन एडवर्सिटी तक भी 25% है. And if the crop is damage is reported more than 50%, then it would be the 25%. जितना भी sum insured है, 100 rupees का insurance है, so 25 rupees will be paid. And remaining whatever the claims that they see, that would be based on the crop cutting experiments data. See, when we talk about this insurance claims, crop claims की हमारा इतना होना चाहिए था, but we haven't received that much produce. लेकिन एग्रीकल्चर है, दे वोंट हैव एनी फिक्स्ड प्रोडक्शन, राइट? सो एवरी फार्मर बेस्ड ऑन द kind of soil, the kind of care, the kind of inputs, the kind of seed, the production varies, for which there would be in that area, whichever we have said, area based approach, in that area there would be an experimental crop cutting, that would be taken care of by the local what is it called, कृषि विकास केंद्र, KVKs, और कृषि विज्ञान केंद्र और any research institute or the agriculture college. There are so many. So that would be taken as the experimental data. That is same वही केयर लेके वो करेंगे उसी एरिया में, so that would be taken as the base value. So according to that only they will be looking into the claims of the farmers. Okay, so that's the reason we are saying crop cutting experiments data. Next, claims will be calculated based on the loss assessment report submitted by the district level joint committee and or average yield submitted by the concerned state government. Who is responsible for all this? The crop cutting experiment data and all that. That all is the responsibility of the state government with its respective departments. National Crop Insurance Portal NCIP and the Crop Insurance app, through which the farmers can track their crop insurance. Even the calculation of the crop insurance premium, how much the farmer has to pay from his pocket, everything would be provided through this app and the portal. And this is the only way to register as well. And every year, in order to create awareness among the farmers related to the crop insurance and other details, crop insurance week, a festival sort of, is celebrated every year twice, once before the Kharif enrollments and once before the Rabi enrollments. Now, इतना बड़ा country है हमारा, and crores of farmers, right? Lakhs, crores of farmers. Now we have to look at it, or if we want to make it easy for the farmers as well as the administration, government has taken up a lot of technological interventions that include remote sensing, usage of smartphones, drones for immediate crop loss assessment and claim settlements. All these have been taken, and along with that, NCIP, National Crop Insurance Portal, it has digitized the process, making it very easy for the farmer to insurer to the bank interaction. Thereby 72 hours mein to he has to apply immediately, within 10 to 15 days itself the crop insurance would be credited into his account. And other than this, YesTech, yield estimation system based on technology, with the help of remote sensing, they can get accurate yield estimation as well, which is being deployed currently. Along with that, Cropic, collection of real-time photos and observation of crops uses geotagged photos to verify the crops for precise damage assessments. Thereby, these kind of technologies help the officials to take informed decisions on in a real time manner. Because season gaya to fir farmer he has to go for another season, so immediately he has to have some amount in his hand so that he can continue agriculture, right, farming. Otherwise it would be difficult. So in order to make it easy, all these technological interventions have been deployed by the government of India. Okay. Now, in 2020-21, government has revamped the entire majority of the policies, if not the entire ones, and the new provisions here include yield-based claims to be settled on the basis of the subsidy provided on provisional business data rather than waiting for the final data. Separate budget allocation for administrative expenses has been done. At least 2% of the budget of the scheme is allocated for the administrative expenses. Earlier it was 3%. If that included information and communication technology, awareness creation and all that. But now as per the latest provision it is 2%. District-wise, crop calendar for majority of the crops to be decided, cut-off date for enrollment. Before that only they have to decide what are the kind of crops that can be grown here, which can be again included in this insurance. Increased time for change of crop name for insurance up to 2 days prior to cut-off date for enrollment. कई बार ऐसा होता है कि we have seen there is a window. In that time the farmer has to enroll. So if the farmer says okay, I'll go for paddy, मैं paddy उगाऊंगा, accordingly he got himself his registered everything. But suddenly there is some problem, there is some news saying that there might not be water that is available this year. So the farmer has to change the crop. He might. So then now the title, the crop name has to be changed in the insurance papers also. So cut-off date जो भी है, जो 31st December and 31st July है, 2 days prior to that also the cut-off date can be, the crop name can be changed. Earlier it was 1 month before the cut-off date, which was really very difficult sometimes for the farmer, because these are all weather vagaries play a lot of role, very huge role in or deciding factor sometimes for the kind of crop also that can be taken by the farmer. Okay, so now this has helped the farmer a lot. Very important point. More time to ensure farmer to intimate individual claims. As जैसे मैंने कहा है, अगर individual claims करना है because of some reason, 72 hours, within 72 hours they have to inform. Earlier it was 40 hours. Provision of penalties or incentives for states or insurance companies and banks is there, where if they are immediately providing the premium amount, or the claims are being immediately done, so for which they will be provided with some incentives. अगर late किया है तो they have to go for penalties as well. So here 12% interest rate to be paid by the insurance company to farmers if there is a delay in settlement claims beyond 2 months of the prescribed cut-off date. जो भी cut-off date है उसके आगे अगर 2 months से ज़्यादा हुआ है तो they have to even pay the interest amount 12%. State government also has to pay 12% interest for delay in release of state share of subsidy beyond 3 months of prescribed cut-off date or submission of requisition by the insurance companies. क्योंकि इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज जब रिक्विजिशन देंगे ओनली आफ्टर दैट द अमाउंट इज रिलीज, सो दैट नीड्स टू बी डन विद इन 3 months as per the prescribed cut-off date. So if not, 12% interest rate has to be paid by the state governments to these insurance companies. Okay. Now if we look at the latest data, अभी तक हमने देखा है, let's have a quick recap of what we have done till now. We have seen that the scheme has been launched in 2016 by subsuming 2 other already running insurance schemes, and the scheme was launched from Sehor, Madhya Pradesh, and we have seen this is majorly done so that farmers can be provided with some sort of shock absorber or support so that he can continue farming. And we have seen the key features like how it is done, that is area based approach, what is the time, that is within 72 hours they have to claim, and there are cut-off dates prior to Kharif and Rabi sowings so that the farmer can apply for the or register for the insurance, because every year they have to do that since it is for 1 year. Okay, the premium, the share, it is sharing between the state and the central government based on the states. For all the states it is 50-50. For northeastern state it is 90-10. And for farmers, the insurance, it is very minimum. Okay, after that we have also seen what are the various provisions that have been updated since 2020-21 so as to improvise this the experience the farmers can get through this Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Along with that, we have also seen the various technological interventions that have been deployed so as to make the journey of the farmer under this particular scheme very smooth. Okay, all this we have discussed. Now if we look at the latest data, this data that is available is as on 30th November 2023. 435 lakh and 689 lakh farmer applications have been enrolled under the scheme during Rabi 2022-23 and Kharif 2023 seasons respectively. Abhi tak hi data hai. After that the data isn't available, so we have to still wait for the data. Okay, number of farmer applications grown 33.4% and 41% year on year 2022-23, 2021-22 respectively. So year on year grow हुआ है, but 2022-23 में थोड़ा सा कम हो गया है when compared to the previous year. Okay. And there is also a growth of 28.9% in farmers insured under the scheme in Kharif 2023 season as compared to the Kharif 2022. This is because of various programs, awareness programs that have been conducted by the respective departments. And it seems that claims of 3,878 crores have been paid to 7.8 lakh farmer applications for Rabi 2022-23 season. खरीफ 2023 का अभी हमारे पास डाटा नहीं है. ओके, इम्पॉर्टेंट. ओके, now as I've said, there's a one pilot unified package insurance scheme that has been run in 45 districts in 2016 when this scheme was launched. What was that scheme? See, this scheme, it is to majorly provide financial protection and comprehensive risk coverage of crops, assets, life and student safety to the farmers. So here they have included 7 sections or 7 components of insurance that include crop insurance from Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, the weather-based crop insurance scheme. Loss of life, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. Accident insurance, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. There are various insurance schemes for students or for household, for agriculture implements, that is agriculture implements insurance, tractor insurance, etc. Likewise, they have included 7 components in this unified package insurance scheme, of which crop insurance would be compulsory. वो तो लेना ही लेना है. However, apart from that, जो बाकी 6 insurance policies है, from that the farmer has to apply for at least 2 sections or 2 components he has to apply. So this way, in order to increase the penetration of the insurance among the farming community, they have done this as a pilot. But iska, I have tried a lot to get some data on this, but I couldn't get. I just wanted to highlight this, that in order to improve or increase the penetration of insurance into the farming community, government has already run one pilot. So here farmers may be able to get all requisite insurance products for farmers through one simple proposal or application form and through single window. अब 7 अलग-अलग schemes होंगे, 7 अलग-अलग programs होंगे, तो how the farmer would be able to manage? So in order to make that easy, this all would be done through a single, very simple proposal or application form and through a single window, so that ease of taking insurance that also has been looked into. And 2 flagship schemes of government with the insurance वाले जो that is accidental insurance scheme and the life death insurance scheme, both have been included apart from the insurance of assets, that is other than the crop, the person is also being insured here. Okay, and it is implemented through a single window to avoid any confusion to the farmer or to avoid that cumbersome process of taking 7 different policies. Okay, and processing of claims other than crop insurance. Crop insurance, so that is area based approach ही होगा. Other than that, the other claims would be done on individual claim report as usual. जैसे हम लोग normally करते हैं उसी तरह से होगा. Okay, so this is all from my end today. Now the forum is open for your queries, questions, any suggestions, any comments on today's session. We have covered even the updated data of this scheme, the latest data. We have seen how much budgetary allocation has been done for this scheme. Everything has been covered, and we have also seen the process. We have seen the new provisions. We have seen the other schemes that are being run along with this scheme as part of insurance that is related to crops. And we have also seen which is that state that has started this for the first time, which is that agency that has started this for the first time, who is the father of crop insurance in India, that is, who is considered. It's not he is, but he is considered because he is the one, you can say, brainchild behind the concept of area based approach given by VM Dandekar. Poverty related इसमें भी उनका हाथ है. He is the one for the first time proper data के साथ उन्होंने poverty estimation try किया है. He was not part of any committee actually. He was just member of. He was an economist working with the planning commission. So based on that all that data, he came up with that. That फर्स्ट टाइम उन्होंने VN रद एंड दांडेकर जी ने स्टार्ट किया था. फर्स्ट टाइम दे हैव यूटिलाइज द डाटा, ऑथेंटिक डाटा, एंड ट्राई टू एस्टिमेट द पॉवर्टी लाइन. लॉट ऑफ हिस्ट्री इज एसोसिएटेड विद दैट. फिर लंबा स्टोरी है. yes, any questions, queries? Otherwise I'll wind up the class and we'll meet tomorrow as usual with yet another interesting scheme. Okay, yes, I can't see any queries, so no problem. I'll be winding up this class. See you all tomorrow then, same time. And those actually same time क्या, tomorrow 8:30 को we have a class on ARD current affairs, MCQs discussion on the app. And I think एक और class भी है afternoon में, farming systems, I think part 3. I don't exactly remember the schedule. Okay, see you all there in the classes. Thank you very much once again. Please take good care of yourself. Take care. Bye bye. Good night. Thank you, Arpan, for confirming.